What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Now I've just filmed Jaws Aquatics and I was getting a spot of lunch because I'm actually picking up a fish this afternoon as well. So I got myself a McDonald's. I just smashed through a big tasty meal and 2 chicken maos, so I feel pretty sick right now. But anyway, yeah, I'm near Northampton, up this neck of the woods anyway, so it's about a 10-minute drive from where I am. I'm about to put the postcode in my sat nav now and get to his house. But yeah, picking up a new fish. Obviously, some of you may know I've got into stingrays recently, and obviously you get a bug for fish when you start keeping new ones. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to find out what this one is. But yeah, stay tuned. It'll be a cool video. So is that that's the mum there, isn't it? This one, or is it the one at the back?
Nah, this one.
Right, it's serious, isn't they?
That's any better.
Check the colours on it. Just mesmerising, isn't it?
Yeah, they're cool, man.
And then that's in there with a BD in there as well, aren't they? Right everyone, just got back from that amazing day. I went to Gareth's tank today to video the Oscars. I went to Jaws Aquatics, and I went to pick up this stunning stingray which I've got in this box here. So I've done about, I think it was about 250 miles today, so quite a fair bit. So the old golf's been everywhere today, all around the UK. But yeah, absolutely mental. I've just got in, it's about 4 o'clock now, and I left the house at like 8 o'clock this morning, so basically not doing a day's work, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm in a bit of a predicament here. Obviously I've got this little female ray home tonight, the albino. I don't know whether to put her in there with the 2 bass, there's 3 birches in there, or take the snakeheads out, put them somewhere else, and put her in there. But I think my safest bet is to put her in here, remove the 3 birches, because I'm really worried about them guys at the bottom. Obviously the stingrays can be at the bottom most of the time, so I don't want them pestering each other. The bass will be fine because they're top feeders. They're not going to go anywhere near the stingray, which is good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get myself some airline, drip feed some water into this box, acclimate her, take the birches out. I'm probably going to put the birches maybe with the snakeheads, because the snakeheads aren't big, they're not going to attack the birches. The birches are quite big as well, so they should be absolutely fine. And there is still Congo tetras in there which haven't been eaten yet, which is good, so I think the birches will be absolutely fine. And then the female stingray is going in here. But anyway guys, let me show you this ray, because honestly she is absolutely beautiful. So this is my new albino female stingray. She's tiny at the moment, so see her against my hand. Like the black diamond hybrid I've got here is absolutely massive compared to her. So I was thinking that I could put her in here, but he might pester her and I don't want it to go the wrong way. So I'm going to grow her up in this little tank here. It's got some nice sand at the bottom she can play in. It'd just be the 2 peacock bass in there, so nothing will pester her. But yeah guys, what do you think of her? I think she's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to grow her up and see how she progresses in life. But let's acclimate her and get her in the tank. So normally you see me getting a big pipe, sucking water out, putting it straight into the bucket and acclimating fish that way. But as this stingray is so small, I'm going to use a bit of airline here. What I'm basically going to do, I'm going to put that in the tank, I'm going to tie a knot in it here somewhere, just like that, and this will siphon water into this bucket, sorry, into this box really slowly and acclimate her really slowly. So this is the best way to do it with little small fish, and the younger the fish, the more of a chance of something going wrong. So as the fish progress and get bigger, they're a lot easier to keep. But let's shove this in here and start acclimating her right now. So you can adjust the flow with this as well, so tie a knot in it like that, basically just siphon it out. So I tied a knot in it, as you can see the water's slowly coming out, and now I'm going to leave this probably for about half an hour or so and just let her acclimate really slowly, and then you've got no chance of it being shocked or anything like that. So really simple procedure. Get yourself some airline like this, you tie a knot in it, you siphon it out into a tub or a bucket, and that is it, nice and easy. So let's give her half an hour or so and we can start getting these birches out as well, because I'm really worried they're going to attack her. Okay, so she's been acclimating now for about half an hour or so. So obviously it's quite a slow process, so a slow procedure shall I say. So basically it's siphon tube in there, well it's an airline really. Obviously you can siphon it with a bigger tube, it's going to be really fast what I do with my big fish, but it's going to take a long time. But as she's such a small fish, I want her to acclimate really slowly. You know, with babies they can get shocked and then there's no going back and you can lose the fish, so you've got to be really careful with smaller fish. But I think she's ready now, so I'm basically going to get the net her up, put her straight in the tank. The birches are in this tank here now, they're doing absolutely fine. Obviously I need to keep an eye on them because they're in with snakeheads, but the snakeheads aren't that big, and the birches are actually quite big. They're very similar size, so nothing's going to get eaten, if that makes sense. I know snakeheads can be very aggressive, but so can birches as well, but just keep a close eye on them. But my main priority is this female stingray today. We need to get her in this tank, let her settle down for a couple of days, and I'll come back out and then video it and show you guys what she's looking like. But let's get her in the tank, and I'll actually show you today, but then we'll come back, like I said, we'll come back in a couple of days and do a feed, see how well she feeds and stuff. Because obviously I need to feed her probably 2 to 3 times a day, because she's basically a baby at the moment. It's a bit like us when we have babies, you know, you have to bottle feed them or breastfeed them, shall I say, every like couple of hours or so. I've actually got a newborn baby at the moment as well, so very similar to what I'm doing with this stingray, but obviously I'm not feeding it milk. But yeah, let's stop going on about it. Let's get her in the tank, and then I can actually show you what the fish looks like. She's absolutely spectacular. I can't wait for this. Okay, so she's in the tank. I'm really pleased where it went. It was no stress. I put her in nice and gently. There's no splashing or anything like that, so it's really stress free. So obviously she's in there with the 2 peacock bass, which I kind of need to keep an eye on, but they're not big enough to sort of harm her, I don't think so, and I don't think they will, because normally they're at the top, so I need to just keep them well fed, and they shouldn't harm her whatsoever or go near her. But yeah, she's in the tank. Obviously she's going to be very stressed at the moment, so let's give her 24 hours or so, come back out. I have lowered the water level just a little bit because I want a little bit more flow on top, so I've got the little external filter just pumping up there, and the internal filter just moving the top of the tank, so there's no debris or anything floating about. I need to keep this water crystal clear for her, because that's the main thing with rays. You need to keep the water literally impeccable, like, well, most of my tanks are anyway, aren't they, really, you know, so I do my big water changes and stuff. But anyway guys, let's give it 24 hours, let's give it till tomorrow, come back out and then see how well she's doing. Fingers crossed for me guys, she's going to do well tonight, because it's always scary getting new fish, especially when they are juveniles. But yeah, wish me luck. So everyone, it's been literally like 3 days now since I added the stingray to this little tank, but it's doing absolutely fine. It's actually eating pellets, mussels, white bait. I've run out of prawns, so I haven't tried prawns yet, but it's eating really well. But I just want to say thank you to Gareth's little boy, I can't remember your name, mate, the guy with the Oscar tank I filmed the other day. He drew me this photo of an arowana, and it says at Mixed Fish UK on here, so it's really cool. I'm going to put it up in the fish room somewhere. I don't know where actually at the moment. I've got a few other things I need to put up. But anyway, let's get back to the ray. So what I'm going to do now, I'm basically going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you obviously the tank, and I'm going to start putting some food in there and show you how well the ray is feeding, because honestly it's doing really well. And I've actually just added this little size. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, because a few people wrote in the last comment when I unboxed this stuff. I pronounce it size. It's made in Italy, this stuff, and this is a tiny little wave pump added on here, and it's absolutely mental. It's really powerful. And I unboxed this one as well, and this thing here, I put it on this tank here, and literally it blew all the fish to one end, so I've took it off, but it's absolutely mental pump. Honestly, it's sort of thing you'd use on a pond or something like that, but I'll find someone to put it in the future. There's a lot of new things coming on my channel. I've got some stuff in my head which I'm hoping it's going to go well soon. But yeah, let me show you this ray, because honestly I'm blown away by these rays. And Big Dave's over in the corner as well. I'll show you him at the end of this video as well. But let's get this ray eaten tonight. Right everyone, I don't know how good a view that is there. The ray's in the corner over here, and my 2 peacock bass are there. So this is the little tank they're in at the moment. It's about 150, 160 litre tank. It's pretty small to be fair for all these fish, but obviously it's a month to grow out tank. But I've got a little Eheim pickup filter here, and there's a canister filter in there. A wave pump. The water is like impeccable, honestly, like all my tanks really, without being big headed. I keep them all like pristine. If I see anything on the bottom, I go around and sort of hoover it up that day, so no one is sort of sitting at the bottom with their own poo, if that makes sense. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to quickly go and get myself some little carnivore pellets, break them into tiny little bits, and sprinkle it over the sand bed, and hopefully we can get her eating on camera tonight as well. So it's really cool watching this fish eat. So this is what I'm going to be feeding her tonight. It's a massive delight. I use this stuff all the time. There is another one as well called sinking carnivore pellets. I think they're pretty cool. I've got that in there as well. All the Hikari stuff really is great stuff. Now I basically get a couple of these pellets, probably 3 or 4 like that, break them into tiny little bits and push them in the tank, and then she should go absolutely mental for it. The bass will actually tear into it as well, so I need to make sure she is eating, because obviously as she's a baby now, I need to make sure she's actually getting food down her and the bass aren't eating all of it. So you need to keep an eye on that with baby rays. But obviously I've only got into rays in the last 3 weeks or so, so For me, it's a big learning curve, but obviously it's like bringing up a baby, and it's basically like a puppy, isn't it? So you've got to keep an eye on what food goes in them. But let's try this and see what happens. Now what I tend to do is, obviously I'm breaking some of this food up here. I break quite a few of them up because the bass will try and get all of them. So fry it all in at the same time, and a lot of it will sink to the bottom. Now you can see the bass going absolutely mental, like yamming loads of it. And now hopefully the Stingray gets the smell of the food now, because obviously this stuff is really smelly. It does smell quite strong. When you get it on your fingers, you really know about it. So there she is. I don't want to talk too loud, I don't want to scare her. Obviously the peacock bass are going through the sandbed now, which is quite annoying. This guy here is so greedy, honestly, it's on another level. Look at him just clearing bits up. But there are a few pellets left at the bottom here. Here she goes. So she's definitely got a tiny little bit of pellet underneath her. You can see they sort of arch their back and curl themselves, so you can tell they're feeding. But look, the bass is just clearing everything up, so I will chuck a few more in there. But she's definitely grown since I put her in this tank. 100% she's grown, so that means she's definitely eating. But honestly, I'm absolutely blown away by this fish. She's absolutely beautiful. In the next year or so, she's going to be a spectacular specimen. Honestly, I cannot wait. But if anyone's got any tips out there, obviously I don't know everything about rays. I'm sort of learning. I'm bringing up fish like I normally do, you know, treating them like babies. So yeah, if you've got any tips and tricks out there, just drop me a comment. Let me know some tips and tricks basically. Obviously I've been watching a lot of people on YouTube with rays, as you do. But it is massively new to me, but I think I'm doing okay with it. But anyway, I may as well show you Big Dave while we're here as well. So here's Big Dave, my black diamond hybrid. I think he's a hybrid, I don't really know. I've got an absolute steal on this fish. The guy who sold him to me, really nice guy he was. He basically just wanted the fish to go to a really good home, which I can do. And obviously I did pay for the fish, but I got an absolute steal on this fish. But honestly, he is absolutely wicked. He's got so much character. He comes up against the glass and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully there are more stuff coming with the rays from me, because honestly they're absolute wicked fish. If I'm honest with you, my favourite fish are arowanas, but they are kind of changing my mind. Don't get me wrong, I love my arowanas to bits, but rays, they're on another level if I'm honest with you. They're just, there's something about them. Here's my blue base Asian arowana here, just tearing about around the tank. But that's a little female. I'm going to chuck a few more bits of food in there for tonight now, so she can have a little bit of a tear up and eat all that food. But that is the video done. What do you reckon of my little female albino? I'm absolutely blown away by her. I absolutely love her. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the video. As always, like and subscribe my channel, ding the notification bell, and keep it real, everyone.